Welcome students to the part 4 of Unit 4 Societal Impacts. Here we will learn about cybercrime, cyber law, IT Act, e-waste management and health issues due to use of internet, mobiles and electronic gadgets. The first thing is cybercrime. Any criminal offense that involves the use of electronic devices, electronic gadgets, computer, internet is referred as cybercrime. In simple word, we can say if we will use any electronic device, computer, internet to do some illegal work on internet, then it is known as cyber crime. There are different cyber crimes. The first one is hacking. Hacking and cracking. There are two terms which are always in confusion, creates confusion. So first we will see about hacking. Hacking means unauthorized access of others' computer with intents to steal the information or view the information. While cracking, cracking is also unauthorized access of others' computers with intents to damage their system. Hackers don't have intents to damage other system. They just want to steal the information or view the information. While crackers wants to access other system with intents to damage their system. Right? There are three different things. Spoofing under hacking. The first point is spoofing. It is it refers to is a fraudulent or malicious practice in which communication is sent from an unknown source disguised as a trusted source known to the receiver. In a spoofing attack, a hacker or malicious individual impersonate another user or device on a network, duping users or system into believing they are legitimate or authentic. While in phishing is what? Catching something. In phishing is a practice or attempting to acquire sensitive information from individuals over the internet by means of deception. In phishing, what people do, they send thousands of messages, emails in the form of emails and expect that at least some of the people will access those information. Victims, they assume that victims click on the link given in the email believing that it is coming from legitimate user. They enter the perform personal information. They enter the personal information. The fraudster compile the stolen data and sell it online or use it themselves or build fake site using those data. That is known as phishing. Phishing, the fraudsters want to access the others' information, ID, passwords of the other people, accessing their information, personal informations. The third one is social engineering, also known as pretexting. In social engineering, the fraudster pose as a legitimate businessman or government officials to obtain others' personal information from financial institution, telephone companies, and other sources. Right? Now, next thing is cyber troll and bullying. The derogatory messages or comments posted online targeting people are called cyber troll. Cyber troll means troll refers to a person who purposely posts opposing demeaning, insulting comment about something or someone. Purposely post they those people who purposely posts opposing, demeaning, insulting comments about something or someone with an aim to targeting a person online. This is called cyber troll. If we will talk about cyberbullying, the trolling is a cybercrime and it is closely related to bullying. In fact, it is a form of bullying. In bullying, what happened? Harassing, demeaning, embarrassing, defaming, or intimidating someone using modern technologies like internet, cell phones, instant messages, messengers, social networks, etc. is called cyberbullying. In cyberbullying, we target the criminal targets to other people and blackmail them and whatever they want they ask to them, and that is called cyber bullying. Cyber stalking, this is a kind of online harassment wherein the victim is subjected to barrage of online messages and emails. Typically these stalkers know their victims, and instead of restoring to offline stalking they use the internet to stalk. Cyber stalker relies upon the anonymity afforded by the internet to allow them to stalk their victims without being detected. It means they collect all personal information about the victim, such as name, family background, telephone numbers, of residence and workplace, daily routine of the victim, address and residence, and place of work, date of birth. They always collect different kind of information, personal information of the pupil. The stalker may post his information on any filthy, obscene or illegal website, posing as if the victim is posting this information. People of all kind from nook and corner of the world who come across this information start calling the victim as his her residence and or workplace for many filthy obscene reasons. That means what we are doing here in stalking, we are collecting all the information of other people and posting those data on the some different websites which are not normally seen by the people. They are obscene, filthy, illegal websites where if your data is available on those websites, then people will call you for different kind of obscene work, bad works. This is all about cyber stalking. Scam, if we will talk about the scam, scam is also a fraudulent cyber crime. Any fraudulent business practice that extract money. Important thing, scams are related to money, business. Fraudulent business practice that extract money from the unsuspecting ignorant person is called scam. These days, the internet has become another primary source of scam. Scams committed over the internet are called online scam. There are different things on how to avoid online scams. So don't reply such emails from any unknown source, unreliable source. Never click on any link that you have received from your email received in your email, even if you know the sender. Rather open a browser window and type the URL yourself, then clicking on the link in the email. We have to use private browsing also. We can also use private browsing to keep us safe from online scams. The next one is illegal downloading. Illegal downloading refers to obtaining files for which you don't have we don't have rights to use or download from the internet. It is downloading a paid digital item without making any payment and using an illegal way of download it. This is also a cyber crime. Sometimes the people download the softwares which are copyrighted, but they download themselves those softwares and install in their system without paying for it. So be careful about these things. Always use copyrighted software, pay for it, and purchase, make a payment, purchase, and use them. The next thing is child pornography. Child pornography is defined as any visual or written representation, image, movie, text that depicts or advocate sexual activity of anyone under the age of 18. The law also includes some child nudity, simulated sex involving children, and any material that is computer doctored to look like child porn. Information Technology Act 2000, Indian Penal Code 1860 provide protection from child pornography. Child is a person who is below the age of 18 years. Be remembered, child is a person who is below the age of 18 years. Now we will talk about Cyber Law and IT Act in India. Cyber law is a legal and regulatory aspect of Internet and World Wide Web. Cyber law is a legal and regulatory aspect of Internet and World Wide Web. A law to protect from illegal use of Internet, electronic devices and cyberspace. This is all about cyber law. Whatever the things are going on in the internet and available on the internet, that comes under cyber law. IT Act, if we will talk about IT Act in India, Information Technology Act, also known as Technology Act 2000. It was notified in 17th October 2000. Prime purpose of IT Act is to provide legal recognition to the electronic commerce. In 2000, it was created for only for electronic commerce, but afterward it was amended in December 2008. Additional focus on information security, because uh, when we came to 2008, the data is also available on the internet. The security of data is also needed to be taken. So IT Act was amended in 2008. Additional focus on information security was given that time. Cyber terrorism and data protection is also taken in consideration. IT Act 2008 came into force from 27 October 2009. It was created, amended in December 2008, but came into force from 27 October 2009. E-waste. Next topic is e-waste. What is e-waste? Electronic waste. Electronic gadgets which are not usable, like TV, fridge, mobile, computer, hard disk, motherboards of the computer, telephones. These all are the electronic waste. If we will go about, see this definition, e-waste describes discarded electrical or electronic devices or gadgets. E-waste disposal process, there are different processes to dispose the e-waste items, also known as e-scraps. The first thing is dismantling. The first thing is dismantling. Removal of parts containing dangerous substances like CFC, HG, switches, PCB. Removal of easily accessible parts containing valuable substance. copper, steel, iron, pieces, metals containing parts. So this is process is known as dismantling. Second one is segregation of ferrous non-ferrous metal using Schrader process. In Schrader process, what happens? It separates the ferrous items, ionic items, and non-ionic items separately. Refurbishment and reuse. Refurbishment and reuse of e-waste has potential for those used electrical and electronic equipments which can easily be refurbished to put its original use. That means the will become item is original and it becomes to the just as a new item. It is called refurbishment. Recycling, recovery of valuable material. Ferrous metal in electrical are furnaces, non-ferrous metal in smelting plants, precious metal in separating works. Right? Treatment, disposal of dangerous material and waste. Treatment, disposal of dangerous metal material. There are different dangerous materials are also available on the in the electronic gadgets or items, waste items. Shredder light fraction is disposed of in landfill site or sometimes incinerated. Incinerated means expensive. Chlorofluorocarbons are treated thermally. Printed circuit board PCB is incinerated or disposed of in underground storage. Mercury Hg is often recycled or disposed of in underground landfill sites. So there are different treatments made to keep us safe from dangerous materials. Benefit of e-waste management. What are there are some benefits of e-waste management? It allows recovery of precious metals, pub, protect public health, protect public health. E-waste contains a variety of toxic substances which may include mercury, cadmium. When e-waste is disposed into landfills, these toxins can be released into the atmosphere or leak in through the land and have negative health and environmental effects. Protect public health is clear. Create jobs. Recycling e-waste domestically creates jobs for professional recyclers and refurbishers and creates new market for the valuable component that are dismantled. Right? So it creates jobs to the people. Save landfill spaces. E-waste is growing waste stream. Recycling these items will help conserve landfill spaces. Now the next is health concern. Excessive use of technology such as smartphone, computer, gaming, such social media. There are different things which leads to many health related problems. Excessive social networking, excessive online shopping, compulsive online gambling, excessive blogging, playing online games, compulsive watching of internet videos and pornographies. So that creates internet addiction disorder. Internet addiction disorder. People do not sleep for the whole night. They continuously sit without taking rest to see the content online. It creates the different problems to our health. Major health issues are impact on hearing. People are not able to hear properly. Impacts of bones and joints due to continuously sitting, watching internet. They their bones and joints creates a problem. Eye problems is also there. Continuously watching of mobiles, computer, and playing games creates the problem to their eyes, sleeping issues. Sometimes people don't have don't sleep at time. Mental health issues are also created due to that. Excessive use of technology leads to isolation as people don't get time to physically socialize. It sometimes also leads to anxiety and depression as by looking at picture perfect social media profile or others. So this is also known as internet addiction disorder. So this is all about the chapter societal impacts. I think everything is clear to you, and these videos will be helpful to you to learn or know about the impacts of technology on the society. Thank you so much. Thank you.